Hey Mikai, it's Dr. Scott. Got some feedback for you on your Essay 2 on your visual analysis draft. Just as a quick reminder of what I'm looking for in this assignment, looking for a thesis statement that's clear, that's focused, makes an argument about two flood wall murals. I'm also looking for a thesis statement that has strong supporting reasons. And I think of the reasons as what you're writing about in the body paragraphs, like how the murals get across the message that you've identified. I'm also looking for use of supporting details, so good detail from the murals, and then also explanation of how those details help support your paper's overall argument. Looking for organization and transitions, integration of a paraphrase or a couple paraphrases, and then I'm also looking for MLA formatting, integrating a visual, and writing a paragraph that doesn't have any V verbs in it. So I'm going to start here at the end because it felt like this was the part of your essay where you were trying to sum up, and you were trying to it felt like you were trying to clarify what your paper's overall argument is. And I think that is really kind of what needs to happen first. Like the first thing to work on this upcoming week in revising this assignment is to figure out what the argument is, because I'm not sure what you're writing about right now that it really works. So for me, it felt like this was kind of the argument. Like how great the community of Portsmouth is. You also write somewhere else about potential, like there's a lot of potential in the town. Oh yeah, it's down here. The message he wanted to convey was how great our community was and its potential. So, great is a really vague thing, and thing is also really vague. I think you do need to kind of clarify what you mean by that, and I actually don't think that is really kind of the term that works for this kind of an assignment. Like potential, maybe, but I don't know. It seemed like you were writing a lot about like how the murals kind of evoke emotion, and so I don't even know if like our town is great is really the way to go. Maybe that the murals did a really good job of eliciting an emotion, and that those emotions, I don't know, maybe it's pride, maybe it's showing how resilient we are as a town. I'm just not sure. Great is just such a vague thing that it doesn't, that the connection, like when you are going to try to connect some of the paragraphs back to your overall argument, it's going to be a really weak connection. So thinking through like what exactly the argument is, that's really job one. That's really kind of what needs to happen first. Again, I don't think great is the way to go about it. There's maybe other ways that you can kind of characterize what the murals are trying to do. I think that you're writing a bit more about emotion and about a feeling that these two murals are trying to portray about the town. They're kind of competing, so you have to think about how they might be together if that's the route that you want to take. But I don't think great is really kind of working. Once you kind of figure out what the argument is, I think the next step is to organize your ideas based on how the murals get that idea across. One way is colors. It seems to be something that you're able to write about pretty effectively. And I forget what the other, let's see, where is it? Storytelling, is that part of it? I think showing the action of what happened in the two murals. So, I mean, the way that you have it set up now is like I want to write about one mural first and then the other mural second. And the thing is like they don't really kind of come together, and I don't kind of see like how they're really kind of connected to each other. In the final two paragraphs where you're trying to say like this is the town, the murals are showing the town and how great we are, it doesn't work because we have basically two separate papers, one about the 37 flood mural and then the other one about Chillicothe Street, and just kind of saying that they're both equal, Portsmouth is awesome. The focus just isn't there. So what I'm trying to say, and I'm taking way too many words to do it, is like each paragraph needs to focus on one way that both murals get an idea across. And right now it's like one half of the paper is about one mural, one half about the other. They're both kind of different. The only kind of way to connect them is greatness, and I don't know if it's working. It's not working. So to kind of sum up where I'm at with this paper, one is focus the argument. What exactly do you mean by great? Is that even a useful way of looking at the murals? Is there a different way to kind of metaphor or a different way of kind of thinking about what the murals might be trying to communicate that you could write about. You're hinting at places about emotion or a feeling, and that might be a way to go, but it doesn't have to be. Like I said, organize the ideas by the how the murals get their ideas across, not mural 1 here, mural 2 over here in this other paragraph. It should be an argument about how both of the murals are trying to get something across, and it's really hard to do that when you're keeping the murals separate from each other. Connect ideas back to the paragraph's main point. So if you're writing in a paragraph about how the murals are trying to, how they use color or something like that to make folks feel proud of the people that live here, then you want to make sure that you give us some detail and then you explain how that detail relates to the paragraph's overall point. It's about color, showing pride, and then you want to make sure that every paragraph is connected back to the paper's overall argument, that you felt like the murals did a good job or did an unsuccessful job, or it's kind of mixed, like one of the murals did a better job than the other in communicating that emotion. So aligning things, aligning the details in your paragraphs to the paragraph's main point and making sure that your paragraphs are aligned back to the paper's overall argument. Remember to spend some time on the other learning outcomes or other things that I'm trying to get you all to do in your paper. Organizing ideas. I don't think the method of I noticed this first and then I noticed this second, it really doesn't work. I know that it was in a sample draft that I showed you all, and I guess that's where you have to, like, you can't think of anything else. I guess I'd be fine with it, but I think you could do a lot better than the organization that you have right now. Making sure that you integrate 2 paraphrases, not just 1. And spend some time thinking about formatting, using an image, and writing a paragraph that's free of be verbs. We'll have a couple days in class this upcoming week to work on this and to revise, and be sure to ask me some questions if you're not sure how to go about revising. All right, Mikai, that's it for now. I will talk to you soon.